Everything in readiness now for the start of the Escort Cup for 1980, and good evening to Bob Skilton.
Good evening, Lou.
Should be a great game, Bobby. There she goes, the bounce. Down it comes towards Dempsey. Herbert gets into his way. He missed it. Picked up by Jarrett. And North Melbourne going to attack down towards their half-forward line. Blight coming out. He's grabbed by Stewart. A hand pass coming back to Picken. He was grabbed, but a free kick to Billy Picken. And he goes on quickly. It's a good hand pass. Yes, out to Moore. And the blonde Collingwood ruckman's away like a shot. And the ball driven up there by Island over Collingwood's half-forward line. Edwards in front, couldn't hold the mark. Simmerbush going after it. Burns right on his back. Simmerbush kicks it off the ground. Back it comes to Dacos. Finally, Burns picks it up out there on that wing possession. Plenty of pressure on here. And a big crowd, a good mark. A good mark there to Hanbury in front of Greg. Hanbury boots the ball back there towards the forward pocket. Players coming across there now. Punched away again by Sutton. Banks going after it. Ramsey beats him to the ball. Gets a quick kick out there towards the wing position. Going over the line now with Smith, and the ball is out of bounds on that centre wing position. As I said before, round about the 40,000 mark and could possibly get up to 50,000 people. And Bobbett looks really set for a great game now tonight.
Well, an electrifying atmosphere so far, Lou, as Moore gets up high. Beaten for the knock, though, by Dempsey. Diving in underneath there, we see Herbert. He couldn't win possession of the ball, and the free kick will possibly be played. No, it's called play on. As we see Herbert heavily met, but call again, and Keith Gregg comes out with possession. Gregg now, one way then the other, then screws the ball back. In front there is Picken. Couldn't quite hold the mark. It's snatched out of his hands by Dacos. He gets around Tanner. Dacos now straightens up and puts the long kick down towards the half-forward position. No mark taken. It's grabbed by Glendenning. Under pressure from Wearmouth. The hand pass over the top to Henshaw. Henshaw gets him out of the danger zone. Finds Huppets. Huppets will give the hand pass on there to Wilson. North going forward, but Wilson spills it. Gets a hand pass back now to Schimmelbusch. And Schimmelbusch with a long kick right down to the forward zone. Good at the back with Blight. It's over the back. Blight's not there though. Magro overruns the ball. McCormick trying to tap the ball clear for Collingwood. There's a pack forming, but it's allowed to play on as we see it. Blight come out with it. Line it up and it puts it right through the centre. First goal to North Melbourne from the boot of Malcolm Blight.
Great goal, Bobby. And a pressure one by Blight. So at the, let's see at the time of this first quarter, at the 2-minute mark. And there's the replay as we see McCormick go down and Blight gets it out, but then it finally smothered that time, and Blight took it actually away from the Collingwood guy and put it through for their first goal. So at the 2-minute mark, North Melbourne first to score. 1 goal, 6 points to Collingwood yet to score.
Umpire Bill Della, Peter Moore, Gary Dempsey. Moore making a far bigger run at the ball than Dempsey. About twice the distance away from the centre circle that Dempsey is. The bounce goes straight towards Dempsey. The Jarrett outmanoeuvred, not Jarrett, Herbert it was, and now taken by Byrne. Byrne puts a high kick out towards a half-forward flank. Smith leads in the race with the ball, but the ball bounce of the ball favours Gregg. Gregg now screws it down towards the half-forward line. It's over the head there of Stewart that favours Blight. Blight will try and get through the tackle, give a hand pass up towards Shane Bond, but it goes over the boundary line, and we'll see a throw-in take place in the forward pocket. Picken there appealing for a free kick after his former teammate Bond ran into him.
Out of bounds about 25 to 30 metres around from the North Melbourne goal. They're 1 goal, 6 points to Collingwood yet to score. Just on the 3-minute mark of the first quarter of the Escort Cup Grand Final of 1980. Out to Malcolm Blight again. Hanbury's there. He can't pick it up. Down goes Hanbury. They pile in there, and the umpire's going to ball it up out there towards North Melbourne's half-forward line, about 45 to 50 metres out from their goal. By golly, what a night this is for football too, and the public really loving every moment of it. Knocked out again by North Melbourne. Coming back here to Shaw, a hand pass. That's Ray Shaw over to Magro. Magro at half-back boots the ball back there towards the wing position. Dempsey in the way there as the ball is forced out. And another stack up, but finally Wearmouth gets a hand pass. It's a good one. And going around the pack there for North Melbourne, for Collingwood is Shaw. The ball right up there towards Kink. He's going after the mark. He dropped it. Couldn't pick it up. He still butters up. He tries to get through the pack. Umpire call play on. A chance now for Collingwood to break clear as we see Brewer throw the ball away. Picked up by Henshaw. The ball driven out wide towards that half-back line. Plenty of pressure on as Wilson goes after it now. Dodges Byrne, goes for a short pass out here towards Huppets, and Huppets takes the pass out there on that wing position over to Brightus. North Melbourne looking better at the moment as we see McCann take a mark right on that centre wing position. Booted across the centre half forward now. Up go the pack. Collingwood defenders using spoiling tactics. Morris went into trouble. Umpire said he'll be dropping the ball against him. Dropping the ball against him. The free kick to go to Good. And Good would be about, let's see, No more than about 35 metres out from goal on a very slight angle. I've never seen a crowd like this before tonight. Football match, I'll tell you, it's tremendous. There's the kick by Good, but he's off target, and it's through for 1 point. So, at the 5-minute mark, it's North Melbourne 1 goal, 7 points. The Collingwood still yet to score, but North Melbourne would be kicking with the 8 of a breeze, Bob.
Well, I think that most of the breeze has dropped in the schoolboys game. They did have scoring at both ends of the ground right throughout the night. A beautiful kick now by Craig Stewart. Up high in the front of the pack, we saw Picken trying to force the ball forward, though, for North Melbourne was Jarrett. He got the ball out. Herbert comes across for Collingwood. He's playing well so far in his first full game for the Woods, and Henshaw should possibly get the free kick as Williamouth was holding him as the ball was in the air, and that's exactly the way umpire Bill Dallas sees it. Ross Henshaw to take the free kick on centre wing. Centre wing, members side of the ground. Henshaw directs it towards centre half forward, looking for McCann, but over the top of McCann comes Peter Moore. No, because McCann was in the front position. It's been paid to the front man, so Peter Moore has the ball taken away from him, and Stephen McCann now at centre half forward. Moore running down the ground, never arguing, just giving the ball back, and it's McCann with a beautiful kick as far as the length is concerned, but it's offline and it's punched through for another point to North Melbourne, so they go to 1-2, 8 points with Collingwood yet to score. We watch on video disc replay as in the front position. Well, for mine, it was a mark to Peter Moore, but that's not the way umpire Bill Dallas sees it, and that's the benefit of being in front.
Ball back into play now. Out there towards Collingwood's half-back line. McCann, Edwards flew high that time. Couldn't hold the mark. Schimmelbusch finally gets it out there, and the ball kicked up by Glendenning. And it's a mark there to Tanner. We got one there from Shaw, but it was an accident. Umpire Bill Dallas agreed. And a chance now for North Melbourne to get their second goal. North Melbourne mean business tonight, as I said before at the opening. Barassi said he wanted another crack at Collingwood. They've beaten them their last 3 starts, the Magpies. Let's wait for Tanner. Going for goal number 2 for North Melbourne. This will be Tanner's first if he's successful. And he is. No, 1 point. I think it just must have hit the post that time, so no goal. So it's 1 goal, 9 points to North Melbourne, to Collingwood yet to score at the 7-minute mark of this first quarter. The Escort Cup Grand Final of 1980 coming to you live through Channel 7. We certainly hope that you're enjoying this right throughout Australia. Ball coming off the pack, a chance for Byrne to break clear. He does. The ball right out there towards that wing position. Shaw got on the back of Ramsey. Shaw and Ramsey both go down. It's Ramsey first to recover. Weirmouth went for a kick off the ground. A hand pass from Shaw over to Boyne. It's too long there for Edwards. Coming through this time for North Melbourne is Smith. Smith drives the ball across to centre half forward. Well punched out by Allen. Morris trying to get clear. In chips Jarrett there, showing a lot of aggression. There's nearly holding the ball against North Melbourne. The umpire called play on us. It's kicked off the ground. And a good kick off the ground up there towards Shaw. He goes down, tries to get it out the Banks. But North Melbourne going in pretty hard. But the umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Banks. I think it would be against Henshaw. Banks staggering a little bit.
Looks in a bit of trouble, Lou.
Yeah, looks in a bit of trouble, Bob. Not too good. A hand pass to Tony Shaw. The ball back there towards Dempsey. Dempsey's on his own, and he's got the mark down there towards the back pocket position. Banks is still down. Looks as though it could be his knee. That would be a tragic blow to Collingwood.
Very much so, Lewis. It's now picked up by Blight. Blight drives the ball over the centre wing position on the half-forward line. The fist of Andrew Ireland gets it down. Knocked back by Tanner. Taken by Picken, but it well smothered there by Schimmelbusch. Ireland gets a quick hand pass though across to Byrne, and Collingwood going forward again. Kinky in position, but it's over his head. A good mark by Dempsey. He wastes no time at all in playing on and driving a long kick towards centre half forward, but a timely mark by Stewart as we see Banks coming off the ground straight off on the interchange system with Craig Davis going on for Collingwood. Back now with the play live out there on the half forward flank, punched away though by Wilson, but a free kick has been paid the way of North Melbourne, and I think it'll be Glendenning to take the kick. Ross Glendenning out on centre wing at the moment. He's the centre half back. So Glendenning having the kick against Edwards. Centre half forward, it goes towards. McCann in the back. Picken brought the ball down, and McCann has been penalised because he was over the shoulder of Bill Picken. So Bill Picken, Collingwood centre half back, will take the free kick in that position.
Waiting on Picken to drive the ball back there towards centre half forward. Players position themselves. Edwards couldn't hold that. Picked up by Tony Shaw. He's grabbed it. It's a hurried kick towards Byrne and Schimmelbusch. Schimmelbusch going for the spoil there. Out it comes to Ronnie Weirmouth, showing a lot of dash. He dodges a hand pass back to Byrne. Byrne's off the side of his boot that time, down towards that half-forward line, punched away by Greg. A chance now for Wilson to drive the ball back towards centre half forward, and a mark there to Moore at the centre half back position for Collingwood. Collingwood not getting over that centre half forward position. The ball comes out now to Stewart. A left footer out wide. A chance now for Collingwood to get the ball. It's Toomey going up. No, it's not. It's Herbert, I should say. Herbert goes for a short pass, looking for Kink. He's in front. He dropped it. It went between his arms that time. Picked up here by Davis. And Davis plays on a snap for goal. It's a long shot up towards Brewer there in the front position. But Sutton gets his hands to it. And it's Collingwood's first point on the board. So Collingwood go to 1 point, and North Melbourne 139 points at the 10-minute mark of this first quarter.
Short pass out from full back, effective because Ray Huppets had made position out in the back pocket. Goes on with another short pass. Keith Gregg all on his own. North Melbourne creating the loose man as Gregg comes around from the half back line. Drives it up towards centre wing, but it's this time Collingwood in the van. It comes off the hands of Picken, picked up by Morris. He has time to steady and go for the long kick towards centre half forward. Up high from behind as Blight spoiled his own teammate though on that occasion, but he's well backed up by Schimmelbusch. The left foot of Schimmelbusch puts it in towards the centre of the ground. Up high was Jarrett, couldn't take the mark. Punched out now towards Ireland. He leads in the race for the ball. Can't trap it cleanly the first time, but has superior pace and now puts it back towards centre half forward again. Collingwood looking for Edwards at every opportunity, but he's being well held at this stage. But a free kick is going the way of Collingwood, and it'll be little Tony Shaw to take the kick about 69 metres out from goal. Shaw, the left foot kick, looking for Renee Kink. The taller Dempsey brings the ball down to ground. Blight gets a short kick back towards centre half forward. A diving effort by Tony Shaw finds him with a kick 20 metres closer to goal. He's about 50 metres away from the Collingwood goal.
Well, Collingwood badly needing a goal at the moment. As Shaw comes in, Tony Shaw doesn't quite make the distance. Dempsey getting to position. There's Kink flying over the back of the pack, but it's through for another point to Collingwood. Collingwood can't get that first goal on the board. 1 goal, 39 points North Melbourne to Collingwood 2 points at the 11-minute mark of this first quarter. And of course the first 2 quarters are only 20 minutes. Ball coming out now. We see Sutton have a bit of a run out there looking for Keith Gregg. It's a long one. Keith Gregg's got the drop here. Couldn't pick it up. Morris comes in. Gregg trying to back out of the pack. He's grabbed umpire call play on. The ball driven across there by North Melbourne across towards their half forward line. There's McCann beating Picken this time. Gets away from. He's got to straighten up now and fires to the goals. It's a long shot. What's the result? 1 point. So North Melbourne not hitting the target too well at the moment. 1 goal for 10 points. The Collingwood 2 points only at the 12-minute mark of this first quarter. The ball back into play again. Moore coming across. Dempsey at the back goes for the spoiling tactics. Down it comes again. Collingwood breaking clears. We see the ball driven up there by Hanbury. Back towards centre half back. Ball pushed to the ground. There's a chance for Byrne. Schimmelbusch right on his tail. A good hand pass to win a bit of spray, as a matter of fact. Magro having a bit of trouble getting it up. Finally, Bond's right on his back there, but Magro showed a lot of determination. Back it goes to Herbert. A hurried kick down there towards the half-forward line. Ramsey and Shaw going out, but Ramsey shows better judgment, takes the mark at half-back.
Tony Shaw coming right up the ground there. Ramsey now on the half-back line. Goes for the short pass, but it just misses Smith. Goes over the boundary line, not on the full, so we'll see a boundary throw-in take place. Centre wing members side of the ground. 10 points North Melbourne, 2 points Collingwood. We're 13 minutes into the first term of this Escort Championship.
Pretty fast game, Bob.
Very much so, Lou. I think Collingwood have steadied a little bit now after the initial onslaught of Collingwood, but as Byrne now screws the kick down the ground. Ramsey in the front position again takes a timely mark. Tony Shaw, I think, Lou, too far up the ground for Rover because his job is in the forward pocket.
That's right.
Ramsey towards centre wing. More up from behind. It's almost worth a kick, that punch, but it beats everybody to the boundary line. Dead centre wing, so we'll see a throw-in still on the members' side of the ground. Both sides desperate, of course, to win this game, and with this mammoth crowd, the atmosphere absolutely electric. Dempsey wins a knock. Schimmelbusch almost took it. Gets a short kick. It's intercepted by Ray Shaw. And from centre wing, Shaw goes for the long kick towards centre half forward. It's over the head there of Smith, and his opposite number 19, Craig Davis, who came on the ground in place of Banks, takes the mark at centre half forward. Craig Davis. Beautiful kick as far as distance is concerned. Not quite long enough. No mark taken. Desperate defence, though, by Sutton. Punches the ball over the boundary line, and we'll see a boundary throw in this time in the forward pocket for Collingwood. 10 points to 2 still. 14 minutes have gone.
Waiting for the ball to come back into play. It's about 30 metres around from the Collingwood goal. Brewer in front, Dempsey at the back. Dempsey gets the tap down, but this time it goes back towards Collingwood's goal. It's only about 20 metres around now. This crowd's built up tremendously. I reckon it's near enough to 50,000 people, Bob.
Very hard to judge as well. It's the first time we've seen a crowd like this of a night.
Certainly a big crowd, and they're on their toes. The ball comes to Henshaw, grabbed by Herbert there. The umpire said, what is it? It'll be out of bounds. Out of bounds again. Still about 20 metres around from the Collingwood goal. They're yet to score one. They're 2 points to North Melbourne. 1 goal for 10 points. 15 minutes gone of this first quarter. Knocked out by Dempsey again. Back it comes to Shaw. He's pushed in the back, and the umpire was grabbed when he wasn't near the ball, actually, and the umpire's paying a free kick to the Collingwood skipper down there on the boundary line. A very difficult shot, but at least he's on the right side for a right footer. Played a very good game Saturday against Essendon. They tell me there's the distance. So it's only about 35 to 40 metres out. Shot. Across the face of goals. Kick at the back, goes for the punch. And the ball is through for another point. So Collingwood 3 points on the board, no goals. For North Melbourne, 1 goal for 10 points at the 15.5-minute mark of this first quarter. Ball coming back into play. Edwards got his hands but couldn't hold the mark. Down it comes here again. Short trying to get it out, but he won't give up, and the umpire's going to ball it up about 50 metres out from Collingwood's goal, out towards their half-forward line.
That's the first long kick that Sutton has put out. He's played on from full-back on the previous occasions. And interesting that he looked for Glendenning then rather than Dempsey, who was with Moore. Free kick going the way of Peter Moore. He doesn't wait for the free kick, though. He plays on like the wonderful athlete he is. Kink in the front position, couldn't take the mark. It's grabbed by Craig Davis. He screws it towards goal, but he's offline, and 1 more point goes on the board to Collingwood.
Well, Bob, they're looking a lot better now, Collingwood. They've settled down a bit.
I think they've settled down, Lou, and we would like to say hello to viewers interstate, ADS Adelaide and Albury and others. And this is, so far is looming as a wonderful game. Both sides are very even as far as general play is concerned. 5 shots to North Melbourne, 4 shots to Collingwood.
"17 minutes gone of the first quarter. The Escort Cup of 1980, the grand final. 1 goal for 10 points North Melbourne to Collingwood, 4 points only.
Goals hard to come by at the moment. 1 only on the board as Brewer gets the knockout. Goes towards Renee Kink. He traps the ball beautifully. Comes back, gets a handball towards Edwards. It didn't quite reach Edwards, though, and Glendenning picks it up. Gets a quick kick. It's over the boundary on the full, though. So we'll see a free kick taken down there for Collingwood. It'll be Ray Byrne to take the kick on the half-forward flank. Byrne, a last-minute replacement in the side, playing on the wing in place of Carlson. Long kick from Byrne. Punched away by the North Melbourne defence. They're making no attempts to go for the mark down there, making sure that Edwards, Kink and co do not get the opportunity of taking uncontested marks. Boundary throw-in right alongside the behind post. Dempsey and Brewer to compete for the knockout. Dempsey wins out with the extra height. Grabbed by Bond. He hooks the ball back over the shoulder. Schimmelbusch comes out, beats his opponent for it, gives a hand pass back to Bond. Bond gets it on to Henshaw. Henshaw gives it across, misses his teammate in Wilson. Wilson still over the top of the ball. Picken comes in, and it should be a free kick to Picken, but it might be called a centre bounce or ball up. Picken grabbed over the shoulder there as Henshaw came in, but umpire Ian Robinson adjudicating that he'll come in and bounce the ball.
The ball up about 60 metres out from Collingwood's goal, out towards their half-forward flank position. Moore and Dempsey going for this one. Actually, Moore got that out to Jarrett. Not a very good kick back towards the centre of the ground. Knocked away by Tanner. As they go, it bounced right for Magro, and a long kick over centre half forward. There's Dempsey on his own. Oh, Herbert got up high, spoiled him at least. Picked up by Glendenning. The ball back towards the centre of the ground. Huppert smothers it well. He butters up for the second time to pick it up. Wearmouth's there, just about kicking in danger. But the umpire said OK as Picken drives it back towards Dempsey's long arms. Couldn't quite juggle that one. Finally, it's picked up by Ick. Ick goes for a short pass out towards the wing position. Jarrett there, punched away by Andrew Ireland. Over it goes to Tony Shaw. Out there on that wing position, decides to go for his second bounce. He'll try and boot it up there towards Kink and Edwards. And Brewer's there at the back. Finally staying at the back of the pack was Sutton. Cleared the ball away nicely back towards the centre of the ground. McCann there on his own and takes an easy mark at centre field. 19 minutes gone of this first quarter, and Collingwood yet to score a goal. Oh, there's Good. What a mark. What a beautiful mark by Good. He's only about 30 metres out from goal on a very slight angle. Watch this mark in replay again. He got a beautiful sit over the top of him. Magnificent mark. Well, a chance now for Good to kick.
He's actually kicked it while it was on replay, Lou.
Was he?
It's gone through for 1 point.
Okay. Well, you can miss them sometimes. The ball back there into play again. Knocked out by Moore. Magro trying to get through the pack, and he shows a lot of guts that time. There's the siren for the end of the quarter, and we see North Melbourne 1 goal, 5-11 points to Collingwood 4 points only. Well, that's bad luck for young Banks and, of course, for Collingwood, particularly here tonight. This is going to be a ding-dong struggle, as it is now. Collingwood yet to score a goal. North Melbourne 1 goal, 5 to Collingwood 4 points. Knocked out by Dempsey, a good knockdown, but Tanner couldn't pick it up. And there's Dacos, blonde tips and all, sending the ball back there towards Kink, but we see Ick outmanoeuvring that time to take the mark a little short of centre half back. Kink certainly having a bad trot at the moment. Out it goes wide to Huppets, probably the oldest player on the ground. A good pass, a beautiful pass, an experienced pass from Huppets out there to Schimmelbusch out there at half back for North Melbourne. And the North Melbourne skipper gets the ball wide. Ireland at the back goes for the punch, spoiling tactics. That's the name of the game for the defenders on both sides tonight. And the ball is out of bounds on the centre wing position. Well, I said it before, I've never seen a crowd here for a night game in my life like it is tonight. Ball coming down to Moore, shows a lot of pace, and when he goes, that big fella certainly moves across the ground. Ick, the 2.36 is knocked away by Ick again. A hand pass coming back that time to Ick. Another one, a beautiful bit of play on the part of North Melbourne. Over to Keith Gregg, and he's streaking away from his opponent, Hennebury. Running around in circles a bit now. He better get rid of it. He does. Drives the ball up there towards the full forward zone, but there's a good mark to Collingwood down there. And it's Magro, little Stan Magro taking the mark. Quickly plays on because he can see Herbert out there on his own. Herbert out there on that half-back flank's got a paddock to run in here as he comes around the members' side of the ground. Boots it down towards Glendenning and Edwards. And Glendenning puts him out of position and he takes the mark at half-back for North Melbourne.
Alan Edwards appealing for a free kick because Glendenning just stood his ground and Robinson nodding their head saying no, he didn't think it was a free kick. Called play on as Bond was playing on. It'll be against the Bond as umpire Bill Della was signifying that he thought that Bond had played on. So Stan Magro will get the free kick, centre wing member's side of the ground. From that position, Magro goes right across the ground in towards the centre. Edwards made beautiful position. A dangerous piece of football in some extent. A hand pass comes across to Dacos. He has one bounce, then decides to run around Dempsey. Straightens up from centre half forward. Goes for the long kick. A beautiful kick could be shepherded through from Kink. A beautiful piece of play by Renee Kink. And it's 4 points as Collingwood now go to 1-4. 10 points with North Melbourne 1-5-11.
Well, I think you'd say it's a pro-Collingwood crowd here tonight. This big crowd, you can hear the roar go up when the magpie, young Dacos. You watch Dacos get out of the pack from this hand pass. He balks Dempsey beautifully. He could have run a little bit further. He was a magnificent player, very stylish, Bob.
And I had the viewers watch to see a beautiful piece of shepherding by Renee Kink. He's holding the players out there, made sure that Ick could not get back. Doug Smith was also, indicating he felt he touched it, but there wasn't any way in the world that he touched that ball.
Centre bounce, knocked out by Dempsey. Shaw's grabbed, he tried to get clear. Umpire gave him the all clear. The umpire looks as though he could ball. No, he's paying a free kick to Hennebury. Collingwood looking a lot better than halfway through that first quarter. Back to Renee Kink, Brewer at the back. Down it comes to Brewer, spins out of the pack in a bit of trouble. Henshaw juggles the ball but gets it out wide. There's a chance now for Schimmelbusch, but Byrne won't give in. Schimmelbusch got it at centre half back. He's grabbed a hand pass, coming back there to Jarrett. Another one over to Wilson. It's a bad kick. A chance for Morris. Morris hooks the ball back out there towards Herbert. Coming across as Edwards, getting away from Glendenning now. A balk. And balks for the second time from Jarrett. Beautiful play. A long kick. Kink got the set this time. Can he get into position? Smith dropped it. Kink juggled the ball. Back it comes to Smith in the back pocket. By golly, there's pressure on here as Sutton picks up the ball at half-back and takes it away from the danger zone.
Beautiful pass from Sutton. Just doesn't quite reach Dempsey. Dempsey will give a hand pass back though to Jarrett, and North Melbourne clear at the moment as Jarrett goes straight up towards centre half forward. Blight punches the ball away. It just misses Bond. He and Magro both diving underneath it, and it's Stewart of Collingwood who gets the ball out, and a good mark though by Schimmelbusch in the front position. He plays on straight away. The little fellow from North Melbourne drives it towards centre half forward. McCann dropping back. It's over the back of the pack. Morris taps the ball wide. Brightus was coming through, but it's Ireland of Collingwood. His high kick goes straight up in the air. Not a good kick. Moore was high, missed it completely. It's tapped wide, comes towards Huppets. He was beaten for it by Tony Shaw, and the hand pass comes out now to Herbert. Herbert's able to give a long hand pass down, looking for Craig Davis. Davis runs past one tackle of Glendenning, and it's picked up now by Hennebury. Hennebury going through towards centre half forward. Tackle from behind, a push in the back will be paid to Hennebury. A bad tackle by Doug Smith. It's the one way the umpires have been very consistent all throughout this season. And Hanbury now, as we watch on replay, tackled from behind. Smith riding him to the ground, and a good shot there of umpire Bill Della showing just exactly what he thinks. As the short pass goes to Davis, it calls play on. He's hooked the ball. It goes across, but it's just 1 point. So Davis, another miss, and he brings up his third consecutive point for Collingwood.
5 minutes into this second quarter, scores dead level. 1 goal, 11 points apiece. And who said these games weren't fair dinkum? This is a real tough one, but there's a lot of money at stake. $64,000 to the winner. Ball back into play again. Glendenning at the back, flies over the pack. Picked up by Davis. Not a very good effort that time, but down goes Edwards. Could have got a push in the back, but the umpire said play on as Glendenning goes for a short pass. It's okay. And he's found Dempsey out there towards the half-back line. A quick hand pass over to Schimmelbusch. Schimmelbusch goes for a long kick down there towards that half-forward line. Jarrett at the back, but not good enough that time, and a good mark taken out there by Stewart.
The Collingwood defence has certainly tightened up since that first 5 minutes, Lou.
Yeah, they were a little bit ragged. I think they were taken by surprise. Bob, out it goes to Moore. Peter Moore with the mark out there on the centre wing position. Can this fella show a bit of pace? But that's a bad kick. Back it goes to Dempsey again. He lost that one. He pounced on the ball. He's not going to give it up. Schimmelbusch there too. He's grabbed. It's finally picked up by Dacos. A hand pass out to Shaw. Tony Shaw going for a pass to Kink. He's got it. Rene Kink yet to score a goal. He's about, let's see how far out he is. He'd be about 25 to 30 metres out. And he's been having a bad trot for the Magpies. He was taken off on Saturday, but finished up getting the goal that clinched the game for Collingwood. The shot by Rene Kink. A goal. Well, that might have given Kink the confidence he wanted to get, Bob, because he certainly lacked a bit over the last few weeks.
Well, watching Kink go back to line up for goal there, Lou, he certainly was concentrating, and there was nothing casual about the way Kink was approaching that.
Yes, that's no doubt about that. And, of course, Collingwood, as Bob said before, looking a lot better from about halfway through that first quarter. I think North Melbourne took them by surprise, Bob.
At the moment, I think Collingwood have really steadied, and it's their fierce tackling. North Melbourne not disposing of the ball anywhere near as well as they were early in the piece.
Well, there's the ball down there towards Collingwood's half-forward line, but we see Ramsey in the way. Collingwood at the moment, 2 goals, 5-17 to North, 1-5-11 points. The ball out there on that the half-back line, picked up by Schimmelbusch. He and Byrne are having a great battle, but that's a beautiful pass out there to Bond on his own. Bond boots the ball long down there towards that half-forward line. Oh, look at that for a mark by Peter Moore. That's a beautiful one. A hand pass over to Magro. He's got to come back onto his right boot to boot it down towards Davis. Henshaw coming in. That's a darn good safe mark out there on that centre wing position for the North Melbourne defender.
Ross Henshaw goes for the short pass, given the lead by Xavier Tanner, and it's well accepted. Tanner just short of centre wing. Still a long way from goal, naturally. Nice kick from Tanner towards centre half forward. Pickett in position, goes for the one-hander, couldn't quite get it. Magro gives a hand pass across to Tony Shaw. He gives a long hand pass into the centre where it's Dacos coming out with it. He hand passes on again. Collingwood making fine position as Craig Stewart puts the long high kick towards centre half forward. Kink in from behind, and it's now we see it come away with the ball as Wilson comes off and Darryl Schimmelbusch on for North Melbourne. Jab back now with Jarrett. Jarrett now on centre wing, comes across in towards the centre of the ground, across the ground. Dempsey up high, couldn't take the mark. It goes towards Tanner. The quick kick from Tanner down towards half forward, but all their forwards are out of position. But Bond swoops in now after the bounce beat the island. The long kick from Bond. There's players in position now as Kerry Good takes the mark. It could have been Good or Hupperts who took it, and Good now will line up to attempt to kick his first goal after 2 straight behinds. Scoreboard at the moment, 1-5-11 points North Melbourne. Collingwood 2-5-17, so if Good can kick it from 15 metres out, scores will be level once again. Kerry Good. No mistake about that, so scores are level. Kerry Good on screen. We watch it on video replay as Shane Bond puts a long kick in, and as I called there, Huppert's leaving the ball for Kerry Good, so scores, Lou, now level, 2 goals, 5 apiece.
Well, we can't grell about the close of this game. They're very keen, both these sides. We go back to the centre now, waiting for Dempsey to do battle with Moore. Collingwood were taken by surprise in that first quarter. Within the first minute and a half, North Melbourne got a goal, but they've settled down a bit. But North Melbourne came back pretty well. We've seen some great battles there, particularly the one between Byrne and Schimmelbusch out there on the wing. Byrne not giving an inch, but Schimmelbusch doing a pretty good job for North Melbourne. But isn't that typical of him? Oh, he missed that altogether, Herbert. Tries to get it again, but Bond's in there on top of him. The umpire's going to ball it up in between the centre position and the Collingwood centre half forward place.
Herbert is doing a good job there, Lou, in getting in behind Dempsey at that centre bounce and making sure that if it bounces that way, Dempsey doesn't get a clear look at it.
There's a free kick to Dempsey that time against Moore, and Dempsey's got the free kick just about at centre field. Dempsey's kick is not a good one. Dacos tries to smother it. Picked up beautifully that time by Huppatz. He's showing a lot of pace for an old man, but he was grabbed by Dacos, and the umpire said he was grabbed and he didn't have the ball that time. Well, he's closer than we are. Out it goes to Arnold Blightus. Ireland right on his back. Ireland doing pretty well out there at half-back. Gets around his opponent, but the umpire said it's out of bounds. Out of bounds on North Melbourne's half-forward line, about 65 metres around from their goal. McCann at the back. Knocked out by Stewart. Going through is Morris. McCann comes in. Finally, Morris gets a hand pass out to the wrong man. It's out to Jarrett. The ball driven up there by Schimmelbusch. Good at the back. He flies. Nearly grabbed that one. McCormick tries to tap it out. He does. And beautifully picked up by Stan Magro. Backing up well as the ball comes back towards Collingwood's half-back line. Chance for Davis, but well taken away from him by Smith. Smith with a short pass. It's too long to Bond. Magro once again can't get around Bond. And Bond really shows a bit of talent that time to get the ball back there towards the full forward position. Punched away by the Collingwood defenders. Quickly picked up and kicked out there by Tony Shaw. Dacos and Wilson having Schimmelbusch having a great battle. But it's Dacos once again, and this fella can really play football. As the ball is kicked back there towards Ray Shaw and Ramsey. Ray Shaw got one in the back, got a hand pass. No one there for him. And Wayne Schimmelbusch comes in. On his back there is Byrne. Finally, they're stacking up out there at half forward, and the umpire will board it up about 50 metres out from the Collingwood goal.
When you see Dacos move like that, Lou, it's hard to believe that it's only 5 weeks ago that same player had a cartilage operation. Ball up to take place. Dacos there on screen. Umpire Bill Deller actually throwing the ball up, so it must be a little bit damp out in that area. Picked up by Tony Shaw. Taken by Edwards. Edwards going goalward. It could be a goal if it's going to go online. A great piece of football by Alan Edwards as he brings up his first goal and puts Collingwood back in front again as they go to 3-5-23 with North Melbourne 2-5-17.
Well, I don't know if he meant that, Bob. You watch him. He just kicked blindly there, but he may have had second sense to get it through. You watch it here now. There he is, but he snapped it, and it looked pretty definite, Bob, from there, didn't it?
Well, whether it is or not, Lou, it's on the board, and it puts Collingwood exactly 1 goal in front once again. A great game of football. 23 points Collingwood, 17 points North Melbourne as Dempsey and Moore contest again. The bounce was straight up and down. Both players missed it. It's picked up by Herbert. He drives the ball straight down the ground, but in defence for North Melbourne is Sutton. He goes on straight away, left towards centre wing, looking out there for Huppatz. Huppatz leading in the race for the ball. He's under pressure, though, from Herbert. Balks around Herbert, comes back onto the right foot, goes for the short pass and finds Xavier Tanner. Tanner on centre wing, Ray Shaw on the mark, but it's Xavier Tanner now. Favouring the drop punt, looking down there for Bridus, but it's punched away from Bridus, taken by Morris. The Collingwood defence standing firm in at this stage. Good pass from Morris and a good mark there by Craig Davis, although a lot of pressure was put on him from his opposite number, that being Doug Smith. Davis towards half forward, but a good mark taken by Ross Glendenning. Wasting no time, he handballs onto Sutton. Sutton gives it now to Jarrett. Jarrett almost in the centre. A beautiful kick from Jarrett, but nobody home for North Melbourne as we see a good mark taken down there by Andrew Ireland. The hand pass across to Morris. Playing a solid game. Morris is kicked though offline. Henshaw misses it, but is able to give a hand pass to Schimmelbusch. Schimmelbusch from centre wing, back towards centre half forward again. Bridus in the front, is punched away, down towards Magro. He gets a hand pass out. Coming across now is Picken. Picken forcing the ball forward. Left and kicked off the ground again by Picken towards Schimmelbusch. He traps the ball well, but didn't handle it cleanly. Heavily met, but got out of it in beautiful fashion. A great player, Schimmelbusch, as he puts the long kick down towards half forward. Missed by McCormick, picked up by Bond. Bond goes goalward, it's offline. We see Stewart racing after it, but it beats Stewart over the boundary line, and a throw-in will take place 10 metres around from the behind post in the forward pocket for North Melbourne.
14 minutes gone of this second quarter. Collingwood 3-5-23 to North Melbourne 2-5-17. There's Barassi in the box. He's probably worrying what he can do about this, but his side's going all right at the moment. It comes back here now, picked up by Magro. That was a lovely pick-up by Stan, the man. The ball back there towards the centre position. Oh, Ramsey doing a great job down there at half-back. It's about 5 marks he's taken so far. A quick hand pass over to Wick, gets pushed in the back, but still gets his kick down there. And that's a great mark again to McCann. And he goes off the mark pretty quick as he gets a snapshot for goal, but he's off target. It's coming right around. McCormick goes for the punch. Malcolm Blight's there. He'll have a snap for goal. What's this one like? Right across the face of goal. Moore coming out to try and reach, so it'll beat them all and go for the boundary line and out of bounds. There's good going for a ride that time. It might be a free kick for a push in the back. It is. Silly play on the part of Peter Moore that time.
Watching on in replay, Lou, and well, Moore actually did touch him. I feel sure that Good put on a big act.
I think he might have conned the umpire.
Nonetheless, Moore did put the hand there, and so a foolish piece of play just in that mere action.
Well, Good's only about 35 metres out on a pretty acute angle. The shot, 1 point. So it's North Melbourne 2 goals, 6-18. To Collingwood 3-5-23, a very low scoring game at the moment, but it's a battle of the back lines. I would say that both the defences standing up pretty well at the 15-minute mark. Tommy Hafey got his problems too, as well as Barassi. The ball back into play again. In front is Edwards. Glendenning goes for the punch down. Edwards butters up pretty well, picks it up, but no, he can't get it up out there on that wing position. He's finally got it now, but he's going back towards North Melbourne's half-forward line. Finally hooks the ball back towards the wing position. Glendenning in position. That's a great mark. Quickly plays on. He's in trouble. He's grabbed around the neck, and the umpire gave him the free kick and said play on. Up it goes there towards the full forward zone. Good flies high. Finally picked up by Stewart of Collingwood. Boots it out to Davis, and Davis got one on the back that time, even though he took the mark from Smith. Ball kicked across towards the centre of the ground. Edwards and Glendenning again. Over their heads. Schimmelbusch and Byrne. Knocked out by Glendenning. Grabbed by Ick. He drops the ball. Finally it comes out to Wick again. Trying to get through a package. Grabbed by Glendenning. Little Daryl Schimmelbusch. A hand pass over to his brother. It bounces right for him out there on the wing position. A short pass to Malcolm Blight at centre half forward. Another one over to Bridus. He's a bit slow. He's grabbed. He gets it back to Blight, but it's off target. He shows a lot of talent that time to pick the ball up. Another hand pass. A bad one out there to Jarrett, but okay, it bounces all right. The ball back there towards Little Huppets. He's coming out. It could be in a bit of trouble there. The ball knocked back again. There's Greg going down, telling it over to Good. A hurried kick down there towards the forward pocket, and the ball is out of bounds. Pace, pace, pace. That's what it is tonight. 2 goals, 6-18 North Melbourne. To Collingwood, 3 goals, 5-23 at the 17-minute mark. Who said that money doesn't talk all languages? These blokes are battling their insides out at the moment for that $64,000. It comes back there to Collingwood as we see the hand pass coming out from Ireland. The ball driven around there by Shaw. In front is Dacos. Nearly marked that one. I would have paid that if I'd have been the umpire. The ball driven back, but it's out of bounds. Out of bounds on that half-forward line for North Melbourne, about 70 metres around from their goal. At the 17-minute mark, it's Collingwood 3-5-23 to North Melbourne 2-6-18.
Gary Dempsey waiting the throw in. Malcolm Blight. Desperate football. Only 3 goals to Collingwood, 2 to North Melbourne, but I'm sure not one fan at this ground is complaining at the moment with a desperate game of football as Henshaw tries to get the handball out. It's kicked off the ground by Moore, picked up by Wearmouth. He's tackled by Bond, gets away from the tackle, gets a hand pass towards Peter Moore. Moore now with a left foot kick up over towards the half-forward line. Punched away though by Smith. Back now and picked up there by Craig Davis. He shows a turn of speed and then drives the ball over the half-forward line. Brewer coming out for Collingwood. Gives a hand pass across to Ray Shaw. Shaw straightens up from the pocket. Gives the pass across to Collingwood. It's left there by Herbert and a good mark taken by Craig Davis, who followed right down the ground. Great football by Davis because he actually kicked the ball from centre wing in the first place and then in true ruck rover fashion went on down the ground and made position for Ray Shaw to give him that ball only 20 metres out from goal.
Good play on the part of Herbert too, Bob.
No mistake by Davis as he brings up his first goal and takes Collingwood to 4-5, 29 points with North Melbourne 2-6-18. Pass from Craig Davis out towards Brewer. Hand pass across to Ray Shaw. And brilliant football by Shaw. He could have had a shot at goal. And as Lou called, Herbert had every opportunity to take that mark himself, but very unselfishly got the call from Davis and left it for Davis to put through Collingwood's 4th goal.
Well, Collingwood in front by 11 points at the moment, and we're at the 19-minute mark of this second quarter. About a minute to go. First 2 quarters, 20 minutes. The last 2 are the normal quarters. Coming out on the ground as the runner for that's the North Melbourne runner. That's the Collingwood boy. Yeah, that's Tommy's brother. Centre bounce. Moore. And Moore got that one out to Craig Davis. Lost the ball as he was trying to spin around. Picked up by Bond over to Daryl Shimmerbush. A hand pass. There's a go now for Shaw to pick it up. Tony Shaw, he's moving around well tonight. The ball, there's the siren for the end of the second quarter. And at half-time, we see Collingwood 4-5-29 to North Melbourne 2 goals, 6-18 in the Escort Cup of 1980, the grand final.
His form, so we'll soon find out whether he's back or not.
Start ready now. Collingwood in front by 11 points going into this second half. Knocked out by Moore actually that time. Pushed away again by Byrne. Punched away again by Dempsey. Back to Morris, and Collingwood go back into attack. Down towards their half-forward line. Well played by Ick. Backed his judgment all the way that time. The ball out towards the half-forward line. Punched away by Ireland. The defenders are going for the spoiling tactics. Not going for marks at all. Malcolm Blight's grab. Umpire said he was pushed in the back, and Blight will take the free kick out there towards the edge of the square at half-forward.
Malcolm Blight now playing at centre half-forward for Collingwood. Drives it straight down the ground. McCann's in front, but couldn't take the mark. It's punched away. A free kick has been paid, though, and it's going to Collingwood, so it'll be Peter Moore, who's played a magnificent game so far. Not that Dempsey hasn't played well, but Moore of Collingwood. Drives it back towards centre wing. Schimmelbusch punches the ball down. Goes straight towards Ray Shaw. He traps the ball, falls at the vital time, but gets a knockout towards Picken. Picken looking for the free kick. Taps it wide now, but it's taken high Huppets of North Melbourne. His kick straight across the ground. It's Gregg out there. Punches the ball away from Hanbury. Down towards the forward pocket. Kerry Good coming down. Couldn't trap the ball cleanly. Stewart picks it up for Collingwood. Gets it across towards Magro. Diving in with Magro as McCann. Handball over the top. But just before that, umpire Ian Robinson had signified that he would come in and bounce the ball about 30 metres out from the North Melbourne goal.
Well, it's a chance for North Melbourne to score a goal here. But the Collingwood defenders are standing up pretty well so far. No one attempting to take a mark, just going for the punch all the time. McCann gets the tap down. Magro crushes his way through the pack. Finally it comes. Oh, nearly a push in the back that time, but the umpire said yes, it is. It'll be Herbert to take the free kick. He's played fairly well for Collingwood tonight. Over to Moore. Out towards Dempsey again. Getting the sit. Goes for the punch. Keith Gregg pounced on the ball. He goes down. They pounce on top of Gregg. But no hope of getting it out. It's free kick against him for tapping the ball on or throwing it, he said. Collingwood skipper to take the free kick out there on the centre wing position. Well, actually more down towards the Collingwood half back line. Collingwood in front by 11 points. Short pass. Dacos out there. He's been a star in the centre tonight. Played a very good game. Blonde tips and all. It hasn't worried him. Edwards and Glendenning. Flying high that time. No, he wouldn't pay that mark. He gets a hand pass out to the wrong man. He's grabbed too high, the umpire said, and Edwards will take the free kick out there towards the half-forward line for Collingwood. A chance now to really send Collingwood to attack. Try and get it up there to Brewer and Kink. They're closely guarded by Ick and Sutton. Oh, beat them all that time. Sutton's got the run. Davis coming in. Sutton goes for the punch. Davis goes after the ball. It's out of bounds in the forward pocket. About 15 metres around from the Collingwood goal. They're 29 points to North Melbourne, 18 points at the 2-minute mark of this third quarter. Of course, this third quarter goes 25 minutes plus time on.
Brewer in the front position. Dempsey gets a knockout. Gets hand pass across though to Tony Shaw. Shaw goes goal. It's across the face of goal. A good mark taken by Sutton. He's able to play on straight away and put the ball out towards the centre wing. It's into no man's land. Leading in the race for the ball is Hanbury, but the ball beats him over the line. So we'll see a boundary throw-in take place halfway between centre wing and half-forward flank, outer side of the ground for Collingwood. 11 points the margin, 3 minutes into the third term of the Escort Championship. Glendenning gets it down, a beautiful tap taken by Gregg. He drives it up towards the half-forward flank. A centre of a mark missed by Tanner, but he fortunately recovers. Then goes for the bounce. He'll be in trouble for that if he doesn't get it out now. The hand pass across towards Blight. Blight intercepted by Shaw. Then Blight tries to tap the ball out. He's grabbed, went in possession of the ball, and Kevin Morris will take the free kick for Collingwood. Morris back towards centre wing. Gregg in position to mark and does just that. Keith Gregg, it's called play on by the umpires. He ran to the side, hand pass over the top to Smith. Smith of North Melbourne now, the long kick down towards half forward. All Collingwood really, but the mark was missed down there by Picken. He's well backed up by Ireland, who gives it back to Picken. Now a high kick back up towards the centre of the ground, and the mark taken by Alan Edwards. Good play by Collingwood. They backing each other superbly, but the mark looks as though it's not being paid to Edwards, and the umpire Bill Dalla disagreeing with yours truly, so it's a centre bounce. Edwards, a backhanded punch from that bounce. Herbert trying to get away from the ball. It's missed by Glendenning. Ramsey desperately tried to tap the ball wide. It's been given against Ramsey. A little bit harsh there, and Ronnie Wearmouth will take the free kick.
Free kick to Wearmouth, just about at centre field. A long hand pass coming over to Herbert. He's in trouble here. Try to get one back. Wearmouth's got another long one. So is Byrne. He's grabbed. Throws the ball away, and the umpire set a free kick down there to Jarrett. 4.5 minutes gone. Collingwood still 4-5-29 to North Melbourne 2-6-18. Jarrett at centre half back, boots the ball back towards the centre of the ground. Actually goes over towards the wing position, punched out by Ireland. Out to Wayne Schimmelbusch, gets a kick off the ground. Umpire said he was grabbed when he didn't have the ball that time, and the North Melbourne skipper takes the free kick out there on the centre wing position. A very low scoring game. 29 points, plays 18 points in Collingwood's favour. The Escort Cup Grand Final of 1980 coming to you live through Channel 7. We certainly hope you're enjoying this right throughout Australia. Ball punched away that time by McCormick. Coming down to Bright as he's sandwiched. He goes down. Finally picked up by Ireland again, doing a great job at half back. A hand pass from Herbert over to Wearmouth. He gets away from Dempsey, goes for a pass, looking for Little Shaw. Punched away by Ramsey, and the ball is out of bounds. He's doing a pretty good job out there at half-back, Ramsey, Bob.
A solid player, Lou, and you mentioned before, young Herbert. He's been a very good player as a ruck rover.
Ball back into play, Dempsey and Edwards. Dempsey got a tap down for the second time to Uppitz. He's clear, back to Ramsey again, the boy I was speaking about. The ball shot across towards centre half forward, more in the front posse. Umpire nearly paid the mark there as it's driven back there towards the full forward zone. McCormick comes out to meet it. He runs over the ball. There's a chance now for Stewart. He backs up well, goes for a pass. It's not a good one actually, but it finds its mark as we see Morris go for a pass, but he's put it out of bounds with a shocking kick. Terrible kick that time by Morris. This gives North Melbourne a chance now to go deep into attack through their skipper Wayne Schimmelbusch. He's had a great battle there with Byrne. Byrne hasn't had many kicks, but he's putting pressure on Schimmelbusch. Ball back again. Magro goes for the thump. Backing up well as Jarrett goes for a pass out there wide to McCann. McCann's out there on the half full on. A hand pass over to Greg. Comes back onto his right boot. Boots the ball back there towards the full forward zone. Over the top of the pack, and it's out of bounds right against the point post in North Melbourne's forward pocket position. So we're at the 6-minute mark, and the score's still the same. 4-5-29 Collingwood to North Melbourne 2-6-18. Scores haven't changed since half-time. Coming down to McCann, a chance to pick it up, goes for a kick off the ground, grabbed by Tanner, hurried kick right across goal, it's out of bounds. And the umpire, will he throw it and might have hit the line? Yes, a throw in from that forward pocket position, about 5 metres around from the North Melbourne goal on the other side of the ground.
Certainly no slackening in pace as we see Peter Moore into the back of his opponent here. And Stephen McCann, because of Moore disagreeing with that one, a rare occasion that Peter Moore has something to say about a free kick, but when it's only 20 metres out from goal, you certainly feel, I think, that you must have something to say.
Well, most unlike a Brownlow medalist, Bob.
Oh, I wouldn't exactly say that, Lou. They have their moments. But Stephen McCann now, the opportunity of bringing them 6 points closer. McCann lines up. The goal umpire does not move. So full points to Stephen McCann.
Well, that's a very handy goal to North Melbourne, and they badly need it because they've been struggling. They struggled very much so in that second quarter, Bob, and they look a little stronger. They're showing a little bit more determination at the moment, but still a long way to go.
They badly needed that goal, Lou, because it had been quite a while since they'd put a goal on the board.
Eight minutes into the third quarter, North Melbourne 3-6-24 to Collingwood 4-5-29.
Still Peter Moore and Dempsey competing for it. Dempsey actually got the knock. Grabbed and put forward by Wilson. At the back of the pack, Magro almost took possession. Huppert's line looming up for Collingwood. Good comes for North Melbourne, I should have said. Good coming across, collided with his teammate Huppert's. Trying to break away was McCormick. And now umpire Bill Dalla indicates that nobody had a chance to get the ball clear. So we'll see a ball up take place 35 metres out from the North Melbourne goal. Only 5 points the margin. We see Ray Shaw signalling in the background. Again, Bill Dalla throws it up in that area out there. Trying to burst through the pack is Wilson. Screws the ball back over the shoulder. It's a high kick. Bridus in position. It's punched away down there by the Collingwood defence. Magro takes possession of the ball. Handballs forward. Goes on after it again. He's supported by Bill Picken. Picken from centre half back. Drives the ball down towards the centre of the ground. But it's all North Melbourne as it was Dempsey or Glendenning. Given across to Glendenning by Dempsey. Now the left foot of Glendenning. Drives it straight down towards centre half forward. Moore was up high with one hand. Caught one there from Little Huppets. And Peter Moore now holding his head. We watch on video replay as we see the little fella Huppets trying to make the connection. He certainly made the connection. There was no doubt about that. But Peter Moore driving a long kick back towards the centre. Off the hands of the pack. Wayne Schimmelbusch grabs the ball for North Melbourne. Puts the long hand pass in to Smith. Smith across to Bond. Bond drives the kick down towards the forward zone. A big pack of players up. It's a great effort to mark. Kerry Good coming out with the ball for North Melbourne. And he'll have the opportunity of going for his second goal and putting North Melbourne in front. Watch again on video replay as Shane Bond's kick goes down from the side, really. Kerry Good coming across, bringing the ball right down. So Kerry Good now will line up to attempt to kick his second goal.
North Melbourne looking a lot better now.
That last goal would have given them a big lift in their confidence. It's Kerry Good from 25 metres out. Full points according to the umpire.
Well, 2 goals to North Melbourne. They're the only goals scored for the quarter, and now Collingwood are trailing by a point. So the pressure on the Magpies. So, Bob, it's up to Collingwood now to try and get themselves back in front and put more pressure on. The back line of Collingwood's got a little bit lax towards, well, in that last 5 minutes of play.
I think it's as much a case of the North Melbourne small men doing a better job around the pack. In the first half, Collingwood had the better of the small jewels, and as we just witnessed there, Dempsey getting a few knockouts from that centre.
Well, the ball down towards Collingwood's half forward. Kink in front, tries to grab the mark on the second go, goes after it again. He got one on the back. He knocks his own man Shaw over that time, went right into him. They both went down. Edwards having trouble. The umpire said hold on the ball. He said he tried to kick it.
"11 minutes into the third term in the Escort Championships, and North Melbourne in front by 1 point. 4-6-30 to Collingwood 4-5-29.
Magro gets it down to centre half forward. Picked up by Edwards. He's grabbed. Is it too high? Yes, it's dropping the ball. Free kick to Smith. Well tackled that time. Collingwood really struggling at the moment. North Melbourne playing a lot better as the ball is picked up by Glendenning over to Ramsey. A left footer out there towards the wing position. Hanbury coming after it now. It bounces too long. Intercepted that time by Tanner. Tanner's in a bit of trouble but spins out of the pack nicely. Beautiful play. A hand pass. A long one. Over to Bond. Back to Greg. Another one over to Bridus on his own. And he'll have a running shot for goal. Let's see the result. Hit the post. Hit the post. By golly, they're starting to look pretty good now, North Melbourne. Starting to get those revs up.
Keith Gregg in trouble, Lou. After Greg had handballed down, he was knocked and is obviously in a bit of bother at the moment.
Well, we're 12 minutes into this third quarter. Collingwood 4-5-29, trailing North Melbourne by 2 points, 4-7-31. The ball out there. And the kick going there to Billy Picken at half back for a mark. Billy Picken. Collingwood haven't scored this quarter yet. Dempsey in front, doing a pretty good job. A quick hand pass coming over there to Huppets. A short pass, a mark to Jarrett. And this looks dangerous. He runs to an open goal. It's a bit short, I think. McCann in front. Stewart on his back. He turns one way, then back the other. Goes for a short pass. It could be okay. Bond dropped that, but backing up well. Here's Huppets, well smothered by the Collingwood defender, Magro. Oh, they're going in pretty hard as we see Tony Shaw go down. Bond goes down, and it's dropping the ball against him. Well tackled by Morris. He's an old campaigner down there in defence. Had a lot of experience. Played on a couple of Richmond premierships. So it's Keith Gregg on his feet. That's good news for North Melbourne. Edwards coming across, just about marked that. He said play on, but I'd go along with that with the umpire because he took it out of Gregg's hands that time. No doubt about it. He's not too happy about it, the umpire. Good decision by Bill Dalla. A ball up out there on that half-forward line for North Melbourne. Robertson it was. I thought it was Bill Dalla. We can't give the wrong praise to the wrong umpire. Picked up by Edwards. A hand pass to Billy Picken. Well shepherded off by Tony Shaw. The ball back out there now. There's a Kink got on his back that time, Hick, and the Kink will take the free kick, and the crowd are giving him a bit of a raspberry there as he boots the ball Up there towards the full forward position. Sutton at the back. Goes for the punch. Actually, I think it nearly hit him on the head. Coming after it now for Collingwood as Davis turns one way, back on the left foot. A snap across towards the face of the goal, but a good mark down there in defence by Henshaw. 14 minutes gone of this third quarter, and North Melbourne still in front by 2 points. A hand pass over to Daryl Sutton at a full back, then another one over to Ramsey. A pass out wide to Keith Gregg. Collingwood playing loose football, letting their opponents get away as we see Keith Gregg boot the ball over the centre field position. Up towards Bridus as a push in the back then. Oh, the umpire said play on. Shaw again with a hand pass out to Moore. And a long kick up there towards the full forward zone. Ramsey couldn't hold that. A chance for Ray Shaw to get it out, but he goes down. They stack up on top of him, and the umpire said play on as Ramsey gets the ball away once again. Playing a great game there in defence for North Melbourne.
Ramsey's kick right into the open. Hanover's first to the ball. The right foot kick, I think he's gone over the boundary line as he went to kick the ball though, under pressure from Keith Gregg, so we'll see a boundary throw-in take place. Centre wing, outer side of the ground. Only 2 points between the sides. Peter Moore and Gary Dempsey. Neither ruckman has gone off the ball all night. Moore, of course, number 30. Dempsey, 24. Dempsey into the back of Moore. Wilson of North Melbourne. His kick's off the side of the boot. He goes after it again, taps the ball forward. Morris comes out. His grab when not in possession, and I thought the umpire was going to call play on because Herbert won the ball, but he had previously blown his whistle, so we'll see Kevin Morris get the free kick for Collingwood on the centre wing. 4-7 North Melbourne, 4-5 Collingwood. At half-time it was 2-6 North Melbourne, 4-5 Collingwood, so Collingwood yet to score. Ron Barassi speaking to probably the runner, getting a message down to the bench anyway, as Dempsey comes across once again. He's come right into the play in this quarter. He's taken so far 6 marks. He and Peter Moore have both been fine players for their respective sides. Dempsey, the long kick from one end of the centre diamond to the other. Pickett and Moore up together, and it comes down to Malcolm Blight. His snap over the shoulder goes towards the centre half forward position. Peter McCormick comes out, traps the ball well, follows on after it, runs straight into Schimmelbusch. A good tackle there by Schimmelbusch. Good try to take the ball away. Burns there for Collingwood, so too is Tony Shaw. A tackle too high, and Tony Shaw gets the free kick.
Shaw with the ball out there on that half-back flank position for Collingwood. Goes wide. Chance for Henshaw to mark. Put his backside right into Edwards' stomach that time, and took a pretty good mark, I'd say. Rather spectacular one. Out there on that wing position. North Melbourne still in front by 2 points. And the crowd here tonight, over 50,000, certainly couldn't growl about this game because it's been nip and tuck from the very word go. Dempsey once again for mark number 7. The ball over the half-forward line for North Melbourne. Bridus plays on, taps the ball back over his head. A chance now for Moore. Oh, he ran out the way of little Uppets that time. Finally, the ball comes back there, piling on top of it. No one will give 1 inch at the moment. The umpire's going to ball it up about 45 metres out from the North Melbourne goal. It's in towards their forward pocket position. Tell you what, you couldn't say they don't try in these night games. This is a real rip game. Ball coming back here now to Schimmelbusch. Juggling the ball around the boundary line. Gets a hurried kick. It could be okay. And there's a mark to Good. And Good's already kicked 2 goals. He'd only be about 20 metres out from goal on about a 45 degree. There's the shot there. Pretty difficult shot, but let's see what he can do. I think he's kicked 2-4. Let's see his shot now. That's okay. It's a goal. Well, North Melbourne looking pretty good at the moment. Collingwood have hardly got the ball over their centre, well, just past their centre half forward position. They've been struggling all along this quarter, Bob.
Lou, it just makes you wonder whether the breeze is really favouring the right-hand end of the screen, because Collingwood kicked 4 goals, 1 to 1-1 in that second term, and so far in this quarter, North Melbourne have added 3 goals, 1, while Collingwood have yet to score.
Notice they've put Davis down to full forward too.
Really, Collingwood, as I said before, their smaller men have drifted out of the game a little bit, and the defence of North Melbourne have really held firm in this quarter. Well, for the whole game, for that matter, both defences have been very, very strong.
Ball down towards Collingwood's full forward position. A chance now for Herbert to have a hurried shot for goal. It's out of bounds on the full. So Collingwood...
in the Escort Championships, North Melbourne 5-7, 37, leading Collingwood 4-5, 29.
There's a chance now for Bond. A long hand pass over to Keith Gregg. 1-0 coming back to Wilson on his own. He could be in a bit of trouble as Moyes. Got him, Morris. Well tackled down there, and a free kick to Morris out there on that centre wing position. Tackling's very fierce tonight. A long hand pass over to Tony Shaw. Put him under a bit of a press, but he finally gets a kick. Kick in front. Punched away by Icky. Won't let him out of his sight. Finally picked up by Ray Shaw. Out it goes there, and finally a hand pass. Coming back now as we see Collingwood trying to get clear through Hannabury. He's dumped and picked up by Jarrett. A hand pass coming over now to Gregg. It falls a bit short. The mark there to Xavier Tanner out there on the centre wing position. Tanner with the ball. Good pass out to Dempsey. It's about mark number 8 for the quarter. Ball kicked across now towards Hupperts. In comes McCormick. He didn't quite connect that time. A chance for Hupperts to pick it up there in the forward pocket. He spins away from his opponent. Magro goes for short pass. Oh, an easy one dropped by McCann, but he recovers okay. A left foot snap for goal, but he's off target. And it's through for 1 point. Had a chance to correct that mistake, McCann, but wasn't good enough that time. 4 goals, 5-29 Collingwood. For North Melbourne, 5-8, 38 at the 20-minute mark of this third quarter. Waiting for the ball to come back into play by Stewart. Collingwood haven't scored for the quarter. Finally, it's back here now. We see Billy Picken dashing away from the pack to the centre of the ground. Goes for a kick out wide. Rene King coming across here. Henshaw's there too, but Rene King can't pick it up. Edwards is there to try and get it for Collingwood. There's too many North Melbourne players. Well tackled by Edwards as Schimmelbusch tries to get the ball. Kink and Henshaw, but finally backing up pretty well as Glenn Dinning. The umpires found a free kick, and the free kick could go to, or he might be balling it up. Let's see what's happening here. They're going to ball it up on Collingwood's half forward. Dempsey coming off the ground now, Mick Nolan coming on the ground. Probably keeping Dempsey fresh for that last quarter because it'll be a torrid one too, I would imagine. Finally coming down again, a chance for Blight to get a hurried kick back to the wrong man. Ireland can't get past Bond, having a lot of trouble picking it up now. He's got it. A kick up there towards Brewer. Brewer in front trying to juggle the mark, taken away by Sutton to Wearmouth. 3 North Melbourne players swamp him there. It's finally picked up by Glenn Dinning. The ball driven back towards the centre of the ground. Punched away by Tanner from Morris, and the umpires found a free kick and a mark, free kick to Morris at centre field.
Kevin Morris, a great half-back tonight. Puts the ball out wide towards the half-forward line, but straight to Keith Gregg. Gregg also well on top across the centre. With Dacos going out of the game in this quarter, we've seen Gregg on top on one side of the ground, Schimmelbusch on top on the other, so that's one of the reasons that North Melbourne have come into play as Hupperts gives the ball across to Xavier Tanner. Tanner now, nice kick from Tanner, over the back of the pack. Magro coming in for Collingwood, has time to balk back, drive it back towards half-back, but the kick dropping short. Smith misses the mark. It's tapped wide for Wearmouth. Smith coming back, a good tackle, sees the loose ball taken by Nolan. Nolan a hand pass across. Dacos comes back for Collingwood, runs past Smith, has one bounce and swoops around, showing great pace. Dacos, a beautiful pass, finds Kevin Morris. Morris gives the handball back over the top to Hannabury. Hannabury walks around, gives a hand pass to Wearmouth. Wearmouth does likewise out to Herbert. Herbert now from centre wing, almost on the half-forward line, down towards the forward pocket, but his kick's offline. It just bounces before the boundary line, and we'll see a boundary throw-in take place almost in the forward pocket for Collingwood. 38 points to North Melbourne, 29 points to Collingwood, 9 points the margin, 22 minutes into the third term of this Escort Championship.
Ball back out there towards Greggy, goes for the punch, and the ball is finally knocked out of bounds. Hafey up there in the box. He'd be pretty concerned about the Magpies' form for this third quarter because they haven't scored at all. Not 1 point, not one solitary point. Ball back into play. Nolan and Edwards. Mick Nolan gets a tap down. It's okay to Glenn Denning over to Ramsey. Ramsey with a long one back here, and the ball taken away from the half-back line by. There's a bit of a fight going on behind play there. They're really having a go there, a lot of them, but we've got to watch the play. Shaw's in the middle of that as we see the ball finally picked up by Jarrett while the fight's going on, and Jarrett has a running shot for goal, but McCormick there in defence takes a good mark. Down goes good. Umpire said okay. McCormick goes for a run as the ball goes around towards that half-back line, and a good mark taken there by Morris, playing a great game for Collingwood in defence. Quick hand pass out to the big ruckman, Moore on his own. Moore with a hefty kick over the half-forward line. It beats about 5 players. In comes Sutton, taps the ball over towards Greg. Edwards is there, picks it up. A hurried kick, a chance for Wearmouth to mark. Quick hand pass over to Brewer. He has a fresh air shot because he was grabbed. Finally picked up by Icky's grab, but gets a hand pass. Ball, Glendenning drops it. Wearmouth again. Scrambly footballs. It comes back here now. Hand pass out there to Shaw. It's a bad kick. They're kicking badly down there, Collingwood forward. Finally the ball comes out here now to that half-forward line. Tony Shaw and Huppets go after it. The younger players in front. He goes for a pass, but it's a shocking kick. Collingwood's forward players woeful at the moment. 5 goals, 8:38 North Melbourne to Collingwood 4-5-29 at the 24-minute mark of this third quarter. Still anybody's game, and what a game it is for this grand final of the Escort Cup for 1980.
Ramsey's kick up towards the half-back flank, taken by Brightus. Brightus a hand pass across now to Blight. Blight in towards the centre of the ground. The long kick, he's looking for Shane Bond. It's Bond and Magro. Both players showing pace. Magro taps the ball back over where he's given support by Hanbury. Collingwood coming out of defence now as Hanbury's had one bounce. The right foot kick from Hanbury up towards the centre of the ground. Missed by King. His opponent, Ick, taking the ball through the centre. Takes the ball right away. Gives a hand pass forward. It's picked up almost there by Tanner. Back now with a tackle by Tony Shaw. And we see the free kick going the way of Tony Shaw because the tackle was too high. Shaw, almost in the centre of the ground, goes for the short pass, finds Herbert. Herbert, straight down the ground. Glendenning in the front position, backs back, shows tremendous courage and takes a good mark. Plays on straight away, runs past Ray Shaw, showing pace and the courage. And now the beautiful pass from Glendenning finds Huppets on centre wing. The long kick from Huppets down, looking for Jarrett. Jarrett at the back, couldn't quite take the mark. Follows up, thought about the handball, screws the ball over the shoulder. It's down to McCann and Edwards, but good up high in the air. And Kerry Good coming across in front of the pack has the opportunity of making it goal number 4 personally and goal number 6 for North Melbourne. There's the distance, only 20 metres out from goal, about a 45-degree angle, but possibly about 10 metres closer than from where Kerry Good kicked his third goal earlier in this term. 5 goals North Melbourne, 4 Collingwood, but Kerry Good trying to make it 6. The kick from Good, offline and only 1 point the result. We'll watch again on replay as it's kicked over the shoulder now by Jarrett. And Kerry Good coming right across from the side. A great mark to take the scoreboard to 5-9, 39 points North Melbourne. Collingwood 4-5-29.
Out there towards Moore, the umpire called play on as the ball is picked up by Hanbury. Now the ball shot back towards the centre of the ground. 10 points the difference. A chance for Burns. Schimmelbusch is there. Good play by Burns as he scoops the ball back and finally picks it up. Drives it out to 2 Collingwood players. Grabbed by Evans. A bad hand pass to Davis. Kicked off the ground by Ick. They're making mistakes galore down there, those Collingwood forwards, and the ball is out of bounds. Stephen Ick, Glendenning and Ramsey and Henshaw and Sutton all playing great games down there. Got their men well covered at the moment. Tommy Hafey in the box. He'd be pretty concerned about Collingwood at the moment because they're 10 points down and we're pretty close to three-quarter time. Free kick against McNolan will go to Edwards. Edwards out there at half-forward, a good distance out from goal, about 60 metres out. It'll be a difficult shot. I don't think he'll make the distance. At the moment we say that, they usually kick a goal. Let's see what he can do with this. Collingwood badly needing a score. They haven't scored for the quarter. It's a long kick, but it's off target. It's out of bounds on the 4. And a free kick will go down there to Doug Smith in the back pocket position for North Melbourne. 27 minutes gone. North Melbourne 5-9-39 to Collingwood 4-5-29. Or kick back towards that half-back line. Mick Nolan there flying high was more, but he didn't use judgment. Mick stand there at the gallop and Gasson stood there and took the mark easy. Showed how easy it was to take the mark, and there's the siren for the end of the third quarter, and Collingwood trailing at the moment by 10 points. 5 goals, 9-39 North Melbourne. The Collingwood 4-5-29. The breeze, as Doug Wade mentioned before during that three-quarter time comment. Back to the centre for the start of the last quarter of the 1980 Escort Cup Grand Final. Knocked out by Moore. Down towards Wearmouth. It comes back towards Davis trying to spin out of the pack, but it comes back now to centre half forward. Edwards is there, tapped on by Glendenning. Going after it again is Davis. He's clear. A hand pass back to Moore. A left foot kick, not a very good one over the head of Glendenning and Edwards. Backing up well as Ick. Greg's there trying to get a hand pass out, but he finally gets clear now and scoops the ball up. Good play on the part of Keith Gregg as it goes out towards Huppets on that half-back line. The ball is out of bounds. On Collingwood's half-forward on about 60 metres around from their goal. The Magpies badly need to getting a goal in this first 2 minutes to give themselves a bit of a lift. Failed to score on the third quarter. It'll be Edwards and Dempsey for the knockout. Dempsey got one back there towards Huppatz. He fumbled. He's grabbed by Edwards. He finally gets the ball out. That's Wilson going out now, crawling along the ground. A hand pass back there to Greg. The ball booted across to centre field. A chance for Moore to mark. And a good one. Even though Arlen Bright has tried to go for the punch, he's been pretty quiet. I don't think he's had more than 1 or 2 kicks. Ball finally over centre half forward. Ick and Rene Kink. Punched away by Ick. Shaw coming in now. Tony Shaw spins out of the pack. Tries to get it over to Byrne. Byrne taps it on nicely. Good play. He runs to an open goal. Fires. It's a good sort of a kick. It's through for full points. 4 points the difference now. And what a game this has turned out to be. 5 goals, 9-39 North Melbourne. To Collingwood 5-5-35.
We'll watch on replay now as we see a great piece of football by Byrne to show great courage, and no stage took his eye off the ball, and then a beautiful kick and full points to Ray Byrne to take Collingwood to 5-5-35 with North Melbourne 5-9-39.
Anybody's game now. 4 points the difference in favour of the Kangaroos for $64,000. Up she goes. Dempsey intercepted by Dacos. And the umpire said he'll be dropping the ball against him. A free kick to Wilson at centre field. Ready to send North Melbourne into attack. Over that centre half forward position. Over the head of Morris that time. He couldn't pick it up. Out it comes now towards Magro. Look at him showing a lot of determination. The ball goes out to Magro and Morris down there on the boundary line. A long hand pass to Pickett in a bit of trouble, but a hurried kick out there towards the wing position. Henshaw in position, takes a good mark out there towards North Melbourne's half forward line.
Ross Henshaw, centre wing. Long kick from Henshaw right down to the half forward line. 3 Collingwood players, 1 North Melbourne up, and it comes out to Huppatz. Huppatz kick smothered though. It's back with Wilson. Wilson gets into a bit of trouble, gives a quick hand pass to Jarrett, puts Jarrett under the hammer, and now the long hand pass from Jarrett's intercepted by Craig Davis. He runs his full 15 metres and puts the long kick up to their half forward line. Punched away by Stephen Ick. Back towards Alan Edwards. Edwards balks around Glendenning. Goes through. Gets a hand pass forward towards Hanbury. Hanbury will have to go onto his wrong foot. That's the right foot. It's well tackled though by Greg. Handball back to Henshaw. A great pressure football though, and we see a boundary throw-in about to take place because of the pressure that was applied by both sides. 39-35. 4 points to margin. Throw-in to take place on Collingwood's half forward line. Dempsey and Alan Edwards. Jostle for position, the taller Dempsey wins out on this occasion. It's taken by Henshaw. His kick back towards centre wing. Malcolm Blight up high in the middle of the pack. Couldn't take the mark. Craig Davis's quick kick back. Alan Edwards a diving attempt to mark. Calls after it. Taps it wide to his captain in Ray Shaw. Shaw from the half forward flank puts a long kick up towards the forward line. Glendenning in the front position. It's off the hands of the pack. Through for 1 point for Collingwood, so the margin now only 3 points as Collingwood go to 5-6-36, trailing North Melbourne 5-9-39.
3 minutes gone of the last quarter. The ball back into play by Sutton. In comes Simmelbush. He's played a great game out there on that wing position. A good mark at half back. North Melbourne skipper settling things down at the moment. Barassi smoking a cigar. He thinks he's got the game won, I suppose. Celebrating already out there towards Moore. Couldn't hold the mark. Moore takes it away from his opponent, Bridus, as the ball goes back there towards centre half back. Glendenning in front. Off the top of the pack again. The ball tapped on by Smith. Out there to Huppatz. A bit of fancy work as he gets around them that time and drives the ball back towards centre half forward. Morris was grabbed. The umpire spotted Tanner that time. A good decision. Very good decision by Robinson. My golly, he's been a good player tonight too, Morris, Bob.
Has played well, Lou. Has hardly made a mistake.
Morris with the ball at centre half back, gets around Tanner very easily, boots the ball back there towards Collingwood centre half forward position. There's Keith Gregg. Umpire called play on this. Is a break for Collingwood. Should have been a mark, I reckon. Hanbury running to an open goal, fires. Oh, it's a mark. Mark to Toomey, I'd say. He's got it right in the goal square. And a goal. What a beauty. The Magpies have hit the front. And listen to that crowd go berserk.
Well, Lou, Daryl Sutton has hardly made a mistake all night. It's one of his rare mistakes. He's still sitting in the... no, it's not him that's sitting in the goal square. Sutton's come out, but the one mistake that he's made all night was not going for the punch from behind Toomey there. He has held his opponent to absolutely... well, not a kick Brewer had for 3 quarters.
5 minutes gone, and now the Magpies have hit the front by 3 points. 6-6-42 to North Melbourne, 5-9-39. What a grand final for the 1980 Escort Cup.
Dempsey's tap, taken there by Tanner, put up towards centre half forward, knocked on by Bridus. He goes after it again, but he's beaten for it by his opposite number in McCormack. McCormack has a turn of speed. It's tapped away from McCormack by Jarrett. Great tackle. Dacos throws the ball out in front of him, goes on again. Little Ray Shaw dives in under the pack, gets a push in the back, and Ray Shaw will take the free kick right in the centre of the ground. Shaw plays on straight away, out to Ray Byrne on the centre wing. Byrne plays on from the point of the centre square. His kick off the side of the boot a little bit, kick in position to mark. It comes down to Edwards. Edwards copped the push in the back from Williamouth. It's back down with kick. It's tapped out of his hands. Kicked off the ground by Ramsey. Comes out now to Jarrett. He gives a hand pass over the top. Ray Shaw intercepts the long hand pass towards Williamouth in the forward pocket. He can't get there before it's tapped over the boundary line by Sutton. So we'll see a boundary throw-in take place 10 metres around from the behind post in the forward pocket for Collingwood. 39-42, 3 points the margin. We're 6 minutes into the final term of the Escort Championship. Tap down to Smith. Smith, the left foot kick back towards half-back flank. A great effort to mark. It's called play on as Wilson gets a hand pass out towards Darryl Schimmelbusch. It's knocked away from him by Byrne, but Schimmelbusch butters up and goes after it again. Keeps the ball just in play. Drives it up towards centre wing where we see Tanner come across. Tanner misses the mark. It's left for him by Bridus. Tanner drawing the player up, gives a hand pass across to McCann. McCann loses it, taken by Stewart at Collingwood. He puts it back towards the centre of the ground. Kick and Hick come down. Hick punches the ball back towards the half-forward line. Racing forward as Blight, but more missed by the number 14, it was Morris of Collingwood. And Blight couldn't win possession of the ball. It's tapped now. Morris goes in again with his opposite number Bond until the umpire says that nobody can get the ball clear, and we'll have a centre bounce 70 metres out from the North Melbourne goal.
7 minutes gone of this last quarter. Collingwood in front by 3 points. On Collingwood's half-back line, Jarrett with a hand pass. Out to Bright as he's hardly touched the ball. He goes down, he gets up quickly. Finally he spins into trouble. He's grabbed, he nearly dropped it. Umpire still giving plenty of latitude out there. They're throwing themselves into this game. And no wonder it's worth $64,000 as Dacos takes a free kick for being grabbed on the ankle that time. Dacos with the ball down there in the back pocket position. Puts it back towards centre field. It falls a bit short. Edwards at the back of the pack couldn't hold the mark. Henry tried to kick it off. 3 North Melbourne players battling for the ball amongst themselves. The umpires found a free kick. It'll go to Glendenning and the crowd give ironical cheers. When the ball down there towards the full forward. McCann gets over the top of the pack. Jarrett trying to crash show. It's a free kick against, or was it a ball up? Wilson tried to get through that time, but the umpire said he had no hope of getting rid of it. It'll be a ball up about 35 metres out from the North Melbourne goal. Knocked out by Moore. Little Huppets gets a hurried kick. It was a fresh shot. Picked up by Magro. A high kick back towards the wing position. Players set themselves. The ball pushed down. The umpires found a free kick. It'll go to Gary Dempsey for interference. Dempsey goes for a short pass. It's okay. It finds Smith there at half forward. A good 55 metres out from goal. Smith goes across towards centre half forward. The 2 Collingwood players, they nearly spoil each other, but a good mark to Stewart. A hand pass over to Moore on his own. He'll go for a run. I should imagine the big ruckman coming around that wing position. A long hand pass out there towards Byrne. It bounces right. Darryl Schimmelbusch on the ground. Wilson off the ground for making that mistake. A good hand pass over to Byrne. A running shot up there towards Toomey. He's got it again. Toomey. He could be the match winner, this guy. And what a name it is at Collingwood. Toomey. And by golly, the Toomeys have won plenty of games at Collingwood over the years. There's Ron Barassi. He'd want to win this one because the Magpies have knocked North Melbourne off 3 times. 3 times the last time they've met. Waiting on the shot from young Toomey. Fires. 1 point. Oh, sigh of relief from the North Melbourne supporters. 6-7-43 Collingwood to North Melbourne. 5-9-39. 9 minutes gone of this last quarter. It's anybody's game, and this has been one of the best night football grand finals we've seen for many years. Waiting on the ball to come back into play. Sutton bringing it in the defence now. Really on top of, the defence really under pressure for North Melbourne. He wouldn't want to take any chances and go for a mark at the moment. Out it goes while it's a long kick picked up by Herbert on the boundary line. Goes for a short pass. Umpire said it's out of bounds. It'll be a penalty free kick down there to Bond, a little short of the back pocket position.
The former Collingwood rover, Shane Bond. Not certain which way to go. Have to go for the long kick. It's a wobbly looking kick from Bond. Moore was up in front. Dempsey from behind punches the ball over the boundary line, so we'll see a throw-in take place half-forward flank for Collingwood.
50,478 people here tonight, and the gate takes $62,897. What a game and what a crowd, Bob.
Absolutely magnificent, Lou, and a perfect night, and the players certainly haven't let the crowd down. As we see Schimmelbusch's kick smothered off the boot. It goes close to the boundary line. Ray Shaw hooks the ball over the shoulder, but he's gone over the boundary line just before Tony Shaw it was, and just before he actually got boot to ball. Tom Hafey having a word on the phone, and it's Dempsey and Moore. Moore in the front position, beaten by Dempsey on this occasion. The big knock goes towards Shane Bond. He's beaten to the ball by Ray Shaw, who shows complete desperation to dive in underneath, and as a result, he's tackled too high and get the free kick on centre wing. Shaw, the Collingwood skipper. Lovely kick from Shaw over the half-forward line. Via mark to Glendenning, and Ross Glendenning thought about the handball. So from close to the back pocket, drives it towards centre wing and Bridus. A great mark by Bridus, now having McCormack on him because his previous opponent, Andrew Ireland, was shifted onto Kerry Good after Good had been beating McCormack. In front, Kevin Morris once again, and Morris, who's been a fine player right throughout the night for Collingwood across that half-back line, had far the better of Xavier Tanner, and Kevin Morris now will drive the ball out of the defensive zone for Collingwood.
12 minutes gone. Collingwood still in front by 4 points. Edwards flies over the pack. Ramsey tries to burst through. Finally gets the ball over to Smith. The ball shot across towards centre half forward. There's a chance now for North Melbourne to get the ball that time through Jarrett. Back to Greg. Back to Jarrett again. In a bit of trouble, but breaks clear. Goes for pass. Magro at the back couldn't hold the mark. He recovers pretty well. The ball pushed to the ground again. Magro won't give up, and the umpire said play on. It's thrown away out there towards Wearmouth. Taps it over nicely. It bounces right, and he streaks away. Look at Wearmouth go. Greg's right on his tail. He goes for hand pass. Back to Shaw. He turns back onto his right boot at centre half forward. Boots it down there towards Toomey again. They fly. Kick at the back. Off the top of the pack. Finally picked up by Glendenning down there on the boundary line. Goes for the boundary, and the ball will be out of bounds. Well played by Glendenning that time. It's out of bounds about 60 metres around from the Collingwood goal. We're at the 13-minute mark, and the Magpies in front by 4 points. Can they hang on? Waiting for the ball to come back into play. Edwards and Dempsey. Dempsey got another tap out. Finally pushed out to Huppets there from Smith. Smith slipping pretty badly too. The ball shot back there, and a good mark to McCann out there on the centre wing position. They wanted him to take that mark before at centre half forward. He dropped. Ball shot across now towards the half forward line. Jarrett goes for the punch. Good play by Jarrett as it comes across here now. Magro playing in front. The umpire sets a free kick against Magro. He grabbed Bond when he didn't have the ball. Well spotted by the umpire. Ireland goes for the punch. Bridus tries to pick it up, but it beats him the bounce. Now he's got it. He's in trouble. He's grabbed. He drops it. My golly, that was well tackled by little Tony Shaw. The Collingwood Littleman is certainly going in pretty hard at the moment. Talk about desperation football on both these sides. Ball out there. Wilson ready to come back on the ground. Out it goes there to Glendenning. Goes for the punch back there towards Hanbury. Gets away from Schimmelbusch on his left boot. That's good play. It bounces wrong from out there towards the wing position. Finally goes for a kick over half forward up to Kinkinick. Dempsey's in the front posse. It's off the top of the pack again. Chance for Sutton. He's grabbed. He's pulled to the ground. What's the umpire say? Holding the ball, and the free kick will go to Toomey, and he'd be about, let's see, about 50 metres out. Maybe not quite 50 metres, and young Toomey's kicked one goal already. A goal here will put the Magpies 10 points in front. Taking his time, he knows the importance of this kick. Because there's 16,000 difference between the losing side and the winning team here tonight. The shot there towards the goals doesn't quite make the distance. Punch to the ground again. There's a chance for Tony Shaw. He balks, he slips over. A hand pass coming back to Davis. A left foot snap for goal, but he's off target and through for 1 point. So it's 5 points the difference now. 5 goals, 9-39 North Melbourne to Collingwood 6-8-44 at the 15-minute mark of this last quarter.
Approximately halfway through the quarter, 5 points the margin as Sutton goes for the short pass, finds Tanner in the back pocket. Still just as far from the North Melbourne goal, but Xavier Tanner now favouring the drop punt up towards halfback, knocked on by Ick, but it goes to Ray Shaw. Shaw now with a left foot kick across towards the centre of the goals, and a lovely mark by Ross Glendenning. Called play on though by the umpire. Free kick goes the way of Collingwood. Well, I thought that it would have been a mark to Ross Glendenning. We'll watch on replay now as Glendenning brings the ball down. He did juggle it a couple of times, and Glendenning, not Glendenning, but Henshaw right over the shoulder there. And we see Henshaw limping away now. He's had a knee injury earlier in the season. He's in a bit of pain at the moment, but Alan Edwards the opportunity of putting Collingwood 11 points in front. Edwards going for goal number 1. North Melbourne trainers signalling for the doctor as Edwards makes no mistake about that one.
Well, that makes a difference of 11 points of the Magpies now. I don't know whether it's enough to win the game, but that certainly proves 1 point, Bob. That is the scoring end.
I think Ross Glendenning, I just noticed him with his hand on his head as if to say, well, OK, the mark wasn't paid, but nonetheless, I should have taken the mark. I was the only one who touched the ball, and they're the ones that either win or lose matches of football. That's right, and I think the umpires showed a lot of courage to give the free kick at that position, Bob. Henshaw has hobbled from one end of the ground to the other, going from defence up to half forward. 11 points the margin now in favour of Collingwood. North Melbourne desperately trying to get the ball back. And as you said, Lou, it's the Collingwood little men who went out of the game in the third term have come right back. "17 minutes gone of this last quarter. Collingwood in front by 11 points. 7-8-50 to North Melbourne. 5-9-39. Can the Kangaroos come back? Boundary throw in, half forward flank for North Melbourne. McCann and Moore competing. Neither player a knock. Smith of North Melbourne tried to actually did kick the ball through the legs of Wearmouth. Craig Davis collides with the Picken. Missed by Smith. He throws the ball almost back to Bond. Bond a hand pass back to Blight. Blight runs through now half forward. He can line up and kick the distance. It's a great shot by Blight. And North Melbourne back in business with a goal by Malcolm Blight. Malcolm Blight kicking his second goal to take North Melbourne to 6-9-45. Only 5 points again with Collingwood 7-8-50, and a good piece of football there by the whole North Melbourne side. We watch on video replay as we see the collision between Picken and Davis. North Melbourne Smith gets it back to Bond across to Blight, and this is the Malcolm Blight that we know as he runs around a couple of opponents and then puts it through. A great goal to take the scoreboard to 6-9, 45 points North Melbourne, 7-8, 50 points Collingwood. Only 5 points the difference. There we see Tanner trying to take it away from the pack. He's grabbed, but the umpire called play on Malcolm Blight again. Down towards centre half forward. Magro coming through like a steam train that time. Finally grabbed. He still pushes the ball and intercepted by McCann, but Magro's still there. He won't give up, Magro. And Gridis is grabbed, but the umpire's found a free kick. It'll go a ball up. A ball up out there towards North Melbourne's half forward line on the edge of the square. Peter Moore taps it down as Tony Shaw gets a hurried kick out wide. Out it comes to Davis now. Bounces right for him. Boots the ball back towards Collingwood's half-forward line. It's out wide. It'll just about go out of bounds. Yes, out of bounds. This time it's on the Magpie half-forward line, about 70 metres around from their goal. 19 minutes gone and Collingwood hanging on by a 5-point lead. It'll be Dempsey and Edwards again. Dempsey gets the tap down to Bond. He actually threw that away. Picked up by Davis again. The ball shot up towards the full forward zone. Off the toe, he's nearly got that one. Turn running to an open goal. This looks dangerous. He fires. What's he done with it? Got a free kick, has he, or what? Is it dropping the ball? Let's see what it is. It's a free kick to Dempsey, or Glendenning, I think. Must have been against Ray Shaw for shepherding, Lou.
It could have been there, and Shaw was going crook at the umpire, so the score is still 5 points the difference. Listen to that Collingwood crowd. There's about 40,000 out of the 50,000 here at the moment. Ball out towards that half-forward line. Finally picked up by Hennery. Drops the ball. Umpire said holding the ball against him. Jarrett with a free kick. Out to Tanner. Sidesteps. He's going to get grabbed. He's down. Dropping the ball again. Both sides making mistakes. We see the free kick going out there to Dacos. Dacos out there on the centre wing position. A long kick over centre half forward. Up they go. Edwards claiming the mark. No, the umpire called play on over to Henshaw. Seems to be recovered now. Out it goes to Byrne. Byrne and Shimmerbush going for this one. And what a battle this has been all night. Out to Brightus. He goes down. McCormack's there. Picks it up. Runs into a bit of trouble here. A hand pass out to Ronnie Wearmouth. It bounces beautifully for him. He better kick it. He fires towards the goals. Toomey in front, off the top of his hands, and through for 1 point. So it's a goal the difference now. No, it's 4 points the difference. No, it's a goal. I'm getting rattled myself. We'd like to welcome all our Sydney viewers watching this match because it's a sensational game. Only a goal the difference. Out there to Jarrett taking the mark at half back. Collingwood in front by 6 points. And we're at the 20-minute mark. About 7 or 8 minutes to go. The ball out wide. And there's Magro crashing through the pack. A short pass out there to Herbert on his own. Herbert with a long kick up there towards the full forward position. At full. Kink's got it. It's about the only touch he's had. He's got the mark. Rene Kink. My God, if he kicks this goal, mate, wouldn't he can live on that for 3 weeks now? Waiting on Rene Kink from about, let's see, no more than about 30 metres out. It wouldn't be 30 metres out. Now the pressure's on the incredible Hulk as he's ready to fire. 1 point, so it's 7 points the difference in favour of Collingwood. 7 goals, 10-52, Collingwood to North Melbourne, 6-9-45 at the 21.5-minute mark of this last quarter.
A point almost as good as a goal at this stage because it's at the right end of the ground for Collingwood. As we see Alan Edwards take a great mark, and Edwards will put the ball right back into the goal square for Collingwood. An opportunity of maybe a quick snap, a kick off the ground, anything you like. Edwards using the drop punt right to the goal line. Dempsey in the front position. A beautiful mark by Gary Dempsey. Dempsey naturally wanting to get the ball moving in a hurry, but there's not much for him to kick to. He goes to the outer side of the ground, looking there for Schimmelbusch. It's Schimmelbusch and Byrne. Byrne leads in the race with the ball. Schimmelbusch over the shoulder, gets it away from Byrne. A hand pass back, intercepted by Ray Shaw. Shaw straightens up, puts a long kick down towards the goal line. A good piece of shepherding by Dempsey. It's up the hands of Sutton towards Dempsey. Taken by Tanner. Tanner puts the left foot kick up towards the back pocket, and Keith Gregg comes right down from the wing to take the mark. Gregg now in the back pocket for North Melbourne. The long kick almost to centre wing, where it's Kevin Morris there. Beaten for it as it's tapped on by Wilson, but Morris gets there first after the recovery. Balks around, one way then the other, then slips over, but taps the ball wide towards Grenade Kink. Kink throws the ball over the top. It goes to Wilson of North Melbourne. He gets a long hand pass towards Malcolm Blight from centre wing now. Malcolm Blight touches the ball on the ground once. The left foot of Blight will be screwed towards centre half forward. No mark taken as it's over the back of the pack. Knocked back by Andrew Ireland. Peter Moore coming in for Collingwood. He's tackled well strongly, but Magro comes in. Takes the ball away from defence for the Collingwood side. Magro's kicked towards centre wing. Dacos in the front position. Has the ball tapped away, but a free kick has gone against Collingwood for hanging on, and will be against Alan Edwards, and Ross Glendenning will take the kick on centre wing.
Glendenning now. Out it goes wide, a chance for Malcolm Blight. He dropped that mark. It bounces back towards Morris. Good play. He's played a great game down there. Picked up by Pick, and the ball back towards Edwards and Glendenning. Glendenning with a superlative mark there on that centre wing position. 7 points the difference in favour of Collingwood as Gregg drives the ball up there towards the full forward position. The pack fly. Punched away again by McCormack. Coming back there towards Huppert and Dempsey. Dempsey's got a hand pass to Jarrett. He's grabbed. And the ball coming back out there towards Morris again. He's got the ball and he'll take it away from the danger zone. Over to Billy Picken. Another long hand pass out, and Herbert's got the ball. Collingwood still 7 points in front as the ball goes out towards Kink, and Ick. Punched on by Kink down there towards the forward pocket. Sutton wins the race to the ball. He tries to get away from Toomey. He's away. He goes for left foot kick around towards the wing position. And flying high is Henshaw, a great mark. North Melbourne not giving up without a fight as the ball goes across to Dempsey at centre field. A hand pass coming over there to Hupperts it is. He goes to kick it off the ground, missed with his left foot, got it with his right. A hand pass from Wilson, back to Henshaw. He gets a touch of the stumbles, back to Dempsey. Up there towards the full forward zone, but a mark taken here again. In defence by Davis. And Collingwood still 7 points in front at the 24.5-minute mark. There's Morris down on the ground. I don't want to lose him now because he's been a real star. The ball out wide to Moore on his own. He's got a paddock to run in here. A long hand pass over there to Byrne out there on the wing position. Going for a bit of a run. A long kick over centre half forward. Edwards and Glendenning go for this one. Glendenning with a great mark, playing a great game at centre half back.
A magnificent player. Hand pulls across to Ramsey. Ramsey gives it to Week. Back now from Ector to Jarrett to Ramsey again. Ramsey's kick up towards half forward. 3 North Melbourne players there. It's left from Malcolm Blight. Blight going for the long kick. It's crossed towards centre half forward. Gridus up from behind. Couldn't take the mark. It's 3 Collingwood players there as Magro gives it across to Craig Davis. Davis from the back pocket up towards the half-back flank. Moore coming across, and Peter Moore takes a great mark. He plays on straight away. The long kick from Moore gets it right out of the danger zone. It's up towards half forward. Glendenning leading, Edwards in the race for the ball. Comes back onto the left foot. Goes for the short pass across the ground to Ramsey. Ramsey will give a hand pass across to Henshaw. Back to Ramsey again. Ramsey's forced to go straight across the ground. He's looking for Keith Gregg. Gregg comes down, gathers the ball in well. Looks for the hand pass, but now straightens up and drives the ball towards centre half forward. In front is McCormack. He's up high in the air, but he's beaten forward by Bridus. Call play on by the umpire, but the free kick has gone the way of Bridus with the tackle being too high. Arnold Bridus plays on straight away, gives it to Jarrett. Jarrett now, the long kick down towards the goal line. McCann up from behind. The Collingwood defence again go to punch and put it wide to Peter Moore. Moore in the Tanner Grossling. It goes over the boundary line, so we'll see a throw-in take place in the forward pocket for North Melbourne. 52 points Collingwood, 45 points North Melbourne, 7 points the margin. 26 and a half minutes have gone of the Escort Championship.
Ball back into play up there towards the full forward position. Magro comes across, couldn't hold the mark. Blight fires, it's a goal! A goal! That's goal number 3. Look at the score. What a game this has turned out to be. 3 points the difference, isn't it? Or 2 points the difference. 1 point. Oh, golly, what a game, Bob.
Oh, what more could you ask for in a grand final, Lou? 16 shots to 17. How more even can you be than with a game like this? It's an absolutely magnificent game of football. The Escort Championship scoreboard, North Melbourne 7-9-51, a 1 point margin to Collingwood 7-10-52. On video replay now, we see it again as Malcolm Blight snaps it up, puts it through to put the difference 1 point.
And it's Dempsey getting the knock as Collingwood try to get the ball clear through Dacos. He's clear, the ball back towards Collingwood's half forward line, time running out. The ball punched out again, over Glendenning's head, a chance for Edwards now. He'll have a snap towards the goals. Toomey and Sutton going for the ball. Punched away by Sutton, it's going towards the point post, and it's through for 1 point, so the Magpies are 2 points in front, approaching the 28-minute mark.
Once again, Lou, almost worth a goal.
See the ball coming back now to play by Sutton, running around his opponent. Toomey goes for a long kick up there towards the centre of the ground. Dempsey at the back, they're all flying. That's a beautiful mark. There to Wilson, he's quickly playing on over to Henshaw, now North Melbourne to attack. Will the siren go as it goes out there towards Denning playing on the forward line. They're trying to give a bit of strength down there. Out it goes again to the wing position. And finally Byrne gets a hurried kick back towards the centre of the ground. Oh, we lost sight of it that time, Henshaw. Edwards is there. Finally still taking the ball on back towards Dempsey again. In goes Hennebury, kicks it off the ground. A child nearly a push in the back. Pushing the back to Herbert. This may be all Collingwood need. 2 points in front. Just on the 29-minute mark. Time running out for North Melbourne as the ball is booted up there by Davis. Toomey and Sutton go for the ball. Over their heads, there's Shaw coming in, a snap for goal. 1 point, so it's 3 points the difference now. 29 minutes gone. Rain starting to pelt down at the moment. This could be the saviour for the Magpies. It shouldn't be a very long quarter because it's been a pretty low scoring one. Barassi on the phone. Ball back into play again. We see Tanner drop the mark, but the umpire's paid the free kick. I don't know how much longer this quarter will go as we see Tanner there at centre half back, driving the ball out there towards Malcolm Blight. He's got the mark, he's clear, he boots it well up towards the full forward position. There's Good with the mark. Good's got the mark, he's well within kicking distance.
The siren's gone, Lou. The umpires haven't been able to hear it, but I'm sure the siren has gone.
The siren's gone, the crowd coming onto the ground now. If Good kicks this goal, they've won the match. Oh, what a climax of this 1980 Escort Cup Grand Final. Good's already kicked 3 goals. He's only about 25 to 30 metres out, dead in front. He kicks this, they've won the game. He's put it through and North Melbourne are premiers. North Melbourne have won the match. What a game. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it in my life. What a magnificent piece of play on the part of North Melbourne to come back like they did. The final scores. North Melbourne winning the Escort Cup for 1980, the grand final. We'll see that replay again of that mark, and Malcolm Blight got it out there beautifully. There it is, there's the kick well down there as Malcolm Blight takes the mark there at centre field. Malcolm Blight back to his best, and we see Good get that one on the chest, a beautiful lead. And of course we know the result.
Lou, there is no doubt in my mind that the siren had gone well before the ball had been kicked, but the game does not finish until the umpire hears it. and the siren tonight was nowhere near as loud as it normally is. But there's the final score in the Escort Championships. North Melbourne 8-9-57, a 3-point margin over Collingwood 7-12-54, and that's Kerry Good, who kicked 4 goals and the vital goal being carried off the ground.
We'll take these messages back from comment, or more comment, in just a few moments.